Hi friends, how are you? It's Debbie here again. Welcome to another video in the unit of All About Your Warmer. Today in this video, we are going to learn about how many cubes of wax you should use in a warmer, how to know when it's time to change your wax in your warmer, and then finally, how to change your wax in the warmer. All right, how many cubes of wax to use in a warmer? Now, we have about two sizes of Scentsy warmers. We have what are known as our full-size Scentsy warmers. They look something like this. So as you can see, very large. This is a type of warmer that I would recommend using in your living room. You could use one of these in your bedroom. You could, if you wanted to. I actually have full-size warmers in every single one of my bathrooms too. You can use them in your bathrooms too if you want to, but these are designed for larger spaces. Now, as you can see, the dish in our mini warmer, it's large, and so it can handle more than 1 cube of wax, and you want that because here's something that's important to note. The number of cubes, the more cubes you add in, the more the fragrance will throw, the stronger scent throw you're going to have. So if you're obviously, if you're trying to scent a larger area, you're going to want to use in your full-size warmers at least 2 to 3 cubes of wax each time you change to put fresh wax in, and that will scent that area nicely. Now, something that's important to note is some of our newer warmers, and I'll show you actually in this one, they have a number in the bottom of the dish, and that tells you, based on the research that Scentsy has done, that warmer performs optimally using that number of cubes. But again, it can be totally personal preference as well. But full-size warmer, 2 to 3 cubes. Now, we have also what's known as mini warmers. So as you can see, it's half the size of a full-size warmer. So there's no way we're putting that many cubes of wax in here unless you want a waterfall. So in our mini warmers, they take 1 to 2 cubes. I would start with just 1 because typically, because it is a smaller warmer, you are going to use less cubes. I recommend using this in smaller spaces, spaces like a bathroom, spaces like you could do this in a bedroom if you wanted to, but smaller spaces because you're using less wax. So in our mini warmer, start with 1 cube. All right, so that is on knowing how many cubes of wax. Now we're going to talk about how do you know when it's time to change your Scentsy wax. All right, easy answer is when you can't smell it anymore. So the cool thing, the difference with our warmers versus burning a candle, when you burn a candle, you're burning and the wax is going away, right? Because the candle is getting smaller. So that wax is going on your window or on your walls, and it's going up your nose, and it's going all the places and disappearing because it's burning so hot that it's evaporating that wax. Well, that's what makes it different with Scentsy, is it's soot-free, lead-free, all of those awesome things. That is what you have with our Scentsy wax. And so because our Scentsy wax is warmed with a light bulb, it's warmed at a super low consistent temperature. So it's 25-watt light bulb. So because of that, your wax will never go anywhere. So when you put it in there, the only thing that throws is the fragrance. Isn't that wonderful? You're not going to have to be cleaning wax off of your walls or in your nose or all of those places. So that's why you have to change it. So the one thing that's important to note, and this is why we recommend the Scentsy 6-pack, is because if you have about 6 scents on hand, then you can change them out, because if you just consistently warm the same scent over and over and over again, you'll actually become nose blind, and you're going to be like, oh my heck, this wax is not lasting as long. So rotate through your scents. Don't do the same one every time. But typically a Scentsy bar, the entire bar, is about 60 to 80 hours so use. So that's not per cube, but that's per the whole entire bar. So you can kind of take it from there. Now you'll also note some scents will last longer than other scents, and it's just has to do with the makeup of the scent, the ingredients that were used, the notes that were used in creating it. Some will throw faster than others. Kind of interesting, huh? And you're going to find something interesting too. The amount of time that a fragrance will last also depends on the space of the room, because you will put the same wax in your bathroom, and you put the same, which is a smaller area, and you're going to put that same wax in a larger area. Like I talked about, like I have a kitchen, dining room, and a living room all together. And it's going to last longer in the smaller space than in the larger space, just because it's having to throw to a much larger area. So it's been a couple of days. You can't smell it anymore. It is time to change the wax. Now, important thing to note, do not ever add fresh wax to current wax. You need to get rid of the current wax before you add anything new. So how do you do that? You have a couple of options. Now, first of all, we're going to talk about the things you shouldn't use. Do not use a metal knife. Do not use a metal knife, because our dishes have like a seal on them. This one glass, but you don't want to chip it because the like our porcelain ones too, they have like kind of like a seal on them. So if you're using that metal knife to chip into the wax to get it out, then you're going to chip that sealant that's on there. And then because they're porous, it's going to start, the wax will actually could start to come through. And though if you ever have like an older warmer and it like gets stuck with the wax on the bottom, that's what's happened because of that. So don't use anything metal. What I recommend, you can use cotton, or you can use cotton balls. So however many cubes of wax you put in there, you do 1 more cotton ball. So say there's 2 cubes of wax in this big warmer, use 3 cotton balls. Those are amazing. And the reason why I recommend using something like that, or actually, I'm going to tell you about my favorite thing. So cotton balls are good. They kind of might get your fingers a little sticky, but hey, it's still protective. You could use a paper towel, but here's why I don't recommend a paper towel. Paper towels aren't absorbent as the cotton. And so when you put it in, like, yeah, it'll work, but then if you're not careful, like, it can drip all over your warmer, and then you just have like a nasty disaster going on, and it's a pain in the butt because your goal is to protect the dish, protect the warmer. And so cotton is your best bet. Now, I just talked to you about cotton balls. Let me tell you about cotton cleanups. These things are life. For those of you that have ordered locally with me, you probably have gotten one of these like with your 6-pack and you're like, what in the crap is this? This is like the most beautiful thing in the entire world. You can get a pack of 25. They're only $6. And they're life-changing, and they save your dish. Because that's the thing, is what do? You can't, like, if you tried and you're ready to change your wax and it's been plugged in and the wax is melted and you're like trying to pull it off the wall and it's a disaster, right? Or there are some warmers where the dish is just all intact. It can make it really tricky, but these cotton balls are amazing. Let me show you why. Because again, we're trying to protect that dish at all costs. So this is the easiest mess-free way to change your wax. So I'm going to show you the dish. So you just take it, and notice how I just carefully set it in. And I didn't push it in, because if you push it in, then you've got like Old Faithful geyser Scentsy style going on, and then it's a wax in it everywhere. But look, I just let it go in, and then you just kind of rub around like that. Guys, look how easy that is to change your wax. And you don't even have to take this out to do it. I just did it for the video, but it can just sit in there. And then what's cool is I love to change my wax out in all my warmers around my house on the same day. So then I can just go and keep using and getting the most use out of this. Now, let's say you only had 2 warmers that you were going to take care of for that day, that you're going to change, and you still had half of it left. Guess what I love to do is set it up to dry like that on that side. Then when this is dry and you need to change your wax the next time, just take and peel this part off, and then you can get more use out of it. Because I'm all about getting you the most bang for your buck, most quality, the most use out of your Scentsy products. But my friends, that's easy. That's how you change your wax. And then as soon as you've changed your wax, time to add 2 to 3 cubes of wax and I would recommend doing a new scent, so that way you keep tricking your nose and you're not getting nose blind to your scents. Now, I wanted to show you, see right there, right? Can you see it? See the number 4 right there? That's where I was talking to you about some of our dishes, that if they have a number on that, that's the thing that tells you how many cubes of wax you can use. So, my friends, do you feel educated? Do you feel confident now that you can go and protect your dishes, change your wax? You know how many cubes of wax to use. You know that you don't add new wax to old wax. Get rid of all that old and then add your new. And that is how you have a fantastic scent experience with your Scentsy products. So as always, let me know if you have any questions, and I appreciate you being here with me. I'll talk to you later. Bye, friends.